Hi everyone, welcome to DIY Ideas. So today I'm going to show you how you can make this lovely and very simple bag. So this is a simple project. It's going to be perfect for beginners as well. You can see the size that I did here, but this is of course adjustable, which means that you can make it as big or as small as you like. As I said, the project is going to be simple, but nevertheless you're going to have a wonderful result in the end, as you can see. So yeah, if you're a beginner, but even if you're not and would like to practice a little bit and have a great result in the end, make sure to stay tuned because right now we're gonna be making this bag together. So you're not gonna need a lot of things. So you're gonna need the fabric, of course, that you wanna choose. I definitely recommend something that isn't stretchy just because it's gonna be a lot simpler to work with. So I have here the one colored piece, and then for the outside I have a patterned piece that you can see here that looks really pretty. So of course you can do this in both the same fabric or in different fabrics, different thicknesses, different styles. So whichever way you like this, you have a lot of room here for your own taste. So yeah, apart from that, some pins of course, then some fabric scissors, and of course something to measure with. So the pattern itself I'm going to show you, and I'm actually going to post it below as a PDF so that you can even print it if you'd like. So yeah, I did this out of paper and then I just put it over a piece of fabric and I cut it out in the exact same shape. So we're actually going to do 4 times the same thing since this is 1/2 of the one side. So you're going to need 4 pieces like this total. An easy way to do this is to actually fold the fabric itself in half like this. So you see here on top what that looks like. And then you put this piece of paper over that. So you do want to double here. That's what I mean. And then put the piece of paper over it and you can cut it out. And that way you just need 2 pieces and then you already have everything you need. So 2 times out of the outside and 2 times out of the inside fabric. I'll show you the whole thing one more time. I hope you can see it well. So yeah, this is my outside fabric for today. So 2 times the outside, 2 times the inside, and that's all you need. So 2 times 2. So I'm going to show you first on the outside pieces, but the same thing is what you're going to repeat with the inside fabric as well. So first we're going to take the one piece and put it this way so that the pretty side is looking towards us, and then we're going to take the other piece, so the other half, and we're just going to fold over it, so pretty side on pretty side. There we go. Make sure that you're aligning everything nicely just so you have a neat result in the end. And now don't do this section. So that's the open section of the bag itself. So we do want to stitch up the rest of it. So the sides here, starting from the one top side all the way down. So you do want to have this aligned or even pinned to keep it in place. So yeah, just a regular straight stitch all around here, and I'm going to show you that as well. So you're going to start here on the corner, go all around. There, and then you're just gonna end here. Make sure you actually go to the very end here, the very little corner. That's gonna keep everything in place. So let's do that first. So here is the outside piece. I did the same with the inside piece. So you see here the yellow version. So this isn't turned inside out yet, which means it's actually the other way around, and we're going to keep it this way. And we're just going to take the outside piece and push it inside of the inside piece since we're still going to turn it inside out after we're done. So first make sure everything's inside, and then you do want to align the stitches themselves, and then we're just going to pin them to keep everything in place. when you do that, you can actually already move on to the handles themselves. So we're going to do that, and we're going to again align those and pin those as well. When you pin everything, just take a minute and check if you have any folds that you don't really want or anything weird going on. This is important because then you're later not going to have to correct that. And then we can just go ahead and stitch all of the open and already pinned edges together. So it's again just a regular straight stitch, nothing special going on this time, although we do want a little opening somewhere on the handle itself so that we can later turn it inside out. So yeah, when we turn it inside out, we're of course going to close that up as well, so that's just as a middle step, so to speak. So yeah, when you're doing the handles, you actually don't want to do the whole thing, you just want to do a little bit and then move all the way to the other part, and then of course repeat the same on the other handle. So this bottom section is what you want to do, and then you just want to stop your stitch, skip onto the next side of it or the other side of it, and then just continue and do the same on the other ones. So just halfway with the handles. So when you do this, then you can turn that inside out. Then we're going to check if everything looks good from the outside, and when you're satisfied, if there's nothing to correct, then yeah, of course, remember not to do the entire handles. So yeah, we do want those openings just so that we can turn everything inside out, and I do recommend about, I don't know, 12 centimeters approximately is what you want to still leave unstitched so that you can do it easier later. So you'll see what I mean in a second. So you see here what I did with the edges, and this is so that we have a cleaner, nicer edge on the outside when we turn it inside out. So just make sure that you don't rip the stitch itself, you don't want to do that, but you do want to do little cuts all the way in the leftover fabric on the outside of the stitch. So anyway, now we're going to turn the bag inside out through one of the holes of our handles. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult than usual because the hole is pretty tiny, but it is worth it, so just have a little bit of patience. Okay, so this took a while because the hole, as I said, very small, but all in all, this is what we have for now. So this is what your bag should look like when you're done. So now what we want to do is something optional, which means that if you're satisfied with the way it looks, you can actually skip this step. But if you'd like to have a little bit neater seam here on top, you can do an extra stitch on the outside so that you have a nice and neat and flat stitch as well. So you can do that all over in every section where you have a stitch, or you can completely skip it or just do it in some sections where you wanted to. And yeah, apart from that, as you can see, we are pretty much done. All we're gonna need to do now is finish the handles so that they look nice and finished as well. So what you want to do is actually kind of combine the back and front pieces. So we have two handles in the end, and that's what we want to get. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So this is the front here, and the handles should be basically put together so that we get one handle out of the two halves that we have right now. So we're going to align these two, and then we're just going to do a stitch over the connecting section. And the same we're going to do with the inside pieces as well. So pretty side on pretty side, align nicely. And then just do a regular straight stitch here on top. So that way we have this first step for our handles done. Of course, you're going to do the same on the back side. So that's going to be the same, and after you do that, I'll meet you again to show you what I have. So now you see I separated the leftover bits on the outside of the stitch just to keep it neat. Of course, the same thing I did on the other side. And now you can already see which section is aligning with which section. So we just want these open edges of the outside and the inside. So you do want to fold them a little bit inwards before you pin them, and you want to do that all around, and then you're just gonna pretty much stitch this up so it isn't complicated as long as you do it neatly so that you get a neat result in the end. Do that with both sides, and that way you get really nice, really neat and even stitches and seams on the side. And then if you'd like, so after you do this, and you can of course check and should if it is all neat and looking good. And then when you do that, you can even do an extra stitch on top again if you'd like to have it a little bit flatter on all of the stitches that are already on the inside. So as close as you can to the actual edge is what you want here, because I just think it looks a little bit prettier that way. Of course, this is completely up to you, but just do it all the way, all around every stitch you see. So this is basically the entire top section of your bag. So if you do these steps precisely and you take your time and just make sure everything is neat, you're definitely going to be super happy in the end with a very neat result. And you can see here what I meant when I said another extra stitch on top. So the handles are completely done. Most of it is very neat. I try to keep it as neat as possible. All of the stitches are hidden that are supposed to be hidden, and we have the flattening effect a little bit. And yeah, you can see the inside that's yellow and the outside that's colorful. So yeah, in my case, I decided to do it this way. Of course, this depends on your fabric and on your taste and plan beforehand. So yeah, it's a pretty simple project. You can see I did a little bit bigger size so that you can fit a lot inside. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Here is the bag one more time. And yeah, let me know what you think. Feel free to shoot a thumbs up if you did like the video, and if you'd like to see more, you can also subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button, and that way stay updated with all of my new videos that I'm going to post soon. So thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye!